back on NFL Daily. Excited to talk about the second Monday night game. We got Geno in primetime.
Yes, it's primetime. Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks visiting the Detroit Lions, who are a 4-point favorite at home. The over-under is 46.5. And if you go all the way back to 2022, every single time these two teams have played, that would not even be close to enough. It was 51-29 in 2022. It was 45-48 in the second time they played. And then last year, it was 37-31 in overtime. Greg, whenever you get Geno and Jared Goff linked up, it's going to be points.
It's been the games that I've enjoyed, or among the games I've enjoyed Geno the most, watching him carve up this Lions defense. But it's a better Lions defense this year. They're great stopping the run, and so I don't think Seattle is gonna even try that hard to run because they have really struggled to open up holes. And against Miami last week, they didn't look right for most of the game trying to run the ball. And so I think they look at this man coverage that Detroit likes to play and they say, bet, all right, Carlton Davis, go try. Terrion Arnold, go try. We got Jackson Smith and Jigba. We got DK Metcalf running choice routes 50 yards down the field. Whoever heard such a thing? And you got Tyler Lockett, and that's just the way they're going to have to win. I know the line isn't playing that well, but I think Geno and his receivers can make up for it.
Yeah, look, the 4 points here, I think that's probably about right because I think that Detroit has the ability to mix it up right here, right? Because again, the one thing that Seattle has is they got so much speed in the secondary, right? So they can run, with some of Detroit's wide receivers. So I think you're going to see a lot of run game. Dave Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs are going to mix it up, and then they're going to take some shot plays. You can't play all the underneath stuff with Jared Goff all the time. So I like Detroit in this one at home. This is going to be another shootout. I'm Patrick. I'm 100% with you. That 46.5. Yeah, that's not going to be up. This is going to be another offensive dandy.
Yeah, 46.5 is in severe danger. I do think in terms of the historical matchup, we're not going to get the numbers that we have seen in the past because I believe both of these defenses, despite the injuries that Seattle has dealt with, are better. And things are going to get a little bit better for both defenses. But it's still gonna be a lot of points. We're still gonna see points in this game, especially considering the style and the matchup. Where I love Tariq Woolen, but particularly with Amon-Ra St. Brown and JMO, it seems like if you're gonna put height, weight, speed guys out there to deal with Tariq Woolen, you would have those guys to be able.
JMO Tariq Woolen would be quite a.
That's a lot of speed.
Talented matchup.
That's a lot of speed.
Yeah, I think, and to that point, I think you're going to see something where the Lions are going to try to get Weatherspoon on St. Brown, even though they don't do a ton of man, but they're going to try and do things because St. Brown is more the intermediate guy to keep things underneath. That's what I'm saying. These offensive coordinators are going to be scheming some stuff up, I think, in the short to intermediate pass game with the occasional shot play. I don't think there's going to be a ton of them.
And something that has kind of bolstered the way we feel about the Lions defense is they're not necessarily getting that many pressures, but they are converting those pressures into sacks. And so there's something where you look at the sack numbers and it's like, oh, yeah, Aiden Hutchinson had those 5. The Lions are putting a lot of guys on the dirt, but how often are they getting consistent pressure, which is something because Geno will take a sack. Yeah, but if you're not getting consistent pressure, you're going to get those bombs like we saw last week.
This is a bad Seattle offensive line. Charles Cross is playing great at left tackle. The people that are smarter than me are saying this guy could be an all-pro now. That's how well he's playing. But on the interior, right, the rest of the group's not good. But this line, I actually don't know. Yeah, I'm with you that I don't know if it's going to be a shootout. Because, first of all, this is what I was talking about before we went to break. This is a test for Seattle's defense. On paper, this has been the best defense in the league, just about, them and the Vikings. But they've played, Bo Nix.
Right.
They played Jacoby Brissett, and they played Skylar Thompson and Tim Boyle. And that's not their fault. They did what great defenses should do. They dominated for the most part. But this is a much bigger test. The Detroit running game will test you. The passes over the middle in terms of the Seattle linebackers, they can test you there. But it's also, to me, a test a little bit for this Lions offense. I've been banging this drum the last few weeks, just they're running the ball great, and that they have a great offensive line, and so that what a foundation to start with. But they're not quite where they've been the last couple of years. They are 13th overall in DVOA efficiency as an offense, 20th in passing. You saw it in the game last week with the Cardinals. They didn't score in the second half. That was a weird game where every time they got the ball, you think, okay, they'll put the game away here. It just never happened. Like they couldn't score. And I know they had a good first half, so it's not like they're terrible, but that would never happen last year. So it's kind of a show me something for both these units. Seattle defense, Lions offense, very intriguing.
And this is where, okay, now we have 2 years of tape on Ben Johnson, right? That's where I think, okay, if they come out in 3 tight, this is what they like to do. Before they could trick you with some of those formations where they would spread it out on 3rd and 9 and then run it, right? Now teams are like, okay, we've got personnel now to match up a little bit more of what they like to do offensively. So it could be that. It could be that they just haven't hit their groove. This is just going to be, you guys are both saying those points. I think this is going to be another burner.
Gino in primetime. Remember that Cowboys game he had last year? He has been on fire. Just one small note, if you're a Hard Knocks fan, Rodrigo. He's a starter now, baby. Derek Barnes is hurt. He's out for a little while. Malcolm Rodriguez is playing every down.
There it is.
There he is, Rodrigo.